Okay, well, I'd like to welcome you to the first of our 6-month series of open mic nights for NewFinance Paris. Our first speaker is Hugo from Pumpkin.
All right. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. Tonight, I grabbed the floor to talk about Pumpkin, the startup I created a few months ago. So Pumpkin is a mobile payment for to reimburse your friends. So maybe you know this really shitty situation when you go to the restaurant to grab a beer, or maybe you weren't skiing recently to Gstaad or whatever, and you owe money to someone, and that sucks because there's no easy way to get the money back. And so that's what we do. We turn this really shitty moment into a great experience that is Pumpkin. So Pumpkin is an app. It's available on the app stores and on the Google Play for 5 months now. So before we go to the great stuff, I'll introduce you to my team. We were 3 founders of Pumpkin. First of all, me. I'm Hugo. I'm an EDEC graduate. Actually, I graduated recently, and I worked at Dailymotion, first in Paris, and then in San Francisco. That's where I am in the US. That's where I learned about mobile and mobile payment. And when I came back to France, I realized that mobile payment still kind of sucked here. So I decided to go for the venture. I also met Constantin at EDEC. This guy is more of a finance guy. He worked as a consultant, and he worked in Africa, where actually mobile payment is quite developed there, which is not the case in Europe. So he had this vision of mobile payment, I had mine, and we gathered and met the third guy, Victor. This one comes from, he's a developer, info guy, tech guy. He comes from the casual gaming industry. Maybe some of you know Space Dog, or in French, Paf le Chien. Maybe you kicked this dog butt already. Anyway, so we all had different field of expertise, and we came together to build this mobile app, Pumpkin. So we're here to talk about payment. I will talk about payment. Payment, actually, for the payment, we use a service provider that maybe you all know. It's called MongoPay from the Litchi group. So those guys are giving us a turnkey solution so that we can make payment easily. It's really easy. When you download Pumpkin on your smartphone, you can register in less than 1 minute, and then what you have is a wallet. On the wallet, it's linked to your credit card. It's also linked to your bank account, like maybe you know Uber. It's as easy as that, and then you can exchange money with your friends. Either it comes from your credit card, then or it's directly on your app. You can exchange it and put it back on your bank account if you want. So it's really like a wallet, but on your mobile. So that's what payment is. But payment is not only technical. Payment is really about marketing, and that's what we talk about now, marketing. So we have this app, and we want to put it there on the market. So what did we do? We targeted some people. We targeted the students mostly. You know, this Y generation. And why actually? Because those guys, they live together. They do stuff together. They go out for beers together. They go to weekends together. They're always sticking together. So, of course, they do payments together as well. And what they do as well is they share. They share the moment of their life. They do it on WhatsApp. They do it on Facebook, Snapchat, all those stuff. And they love doing it. So on Pumpkin, we are giving them the same experience of sharing. When I do a Pumpkin payment, I share the moment. So if I was out for a beer with my friends, and then I get to pay the round, but I want to be paid back, so I can just say like, hey guys, great time with you, and send this payment. So it's actually fun, and that's why our user come back on Pumpkin since 5 months. The market, what is our market, and is there actually a market? So we have 2 main competitors. Can you guess who they are? No. You're mistaken, guys. Our competitors is Cash, and it's bad payers. ATMs, exactly. Why? Because people here in France and in some part of Europe are not used to pay with their phone. So that's our competitor, is people not used to do it yet. So we have to create this new way to do stuff. The rest is just a growing market, a market that we are putting up there with several people. I'm not the only startups on this slide. There's Lydia that will present later on. And so what we're doing is we try to make it a market, to make mobile payment a market. Whoa, maybe I don't go too much in these details because we're still starting up. But what we do and how we do it is basically we have a mobile application. So we have a two-step business model. The first one is to monetize it as an app. Like as we say in the team, we have a great guy from casual gaming, and that's where we learn how to monetize apps, to monetize users. That's what we do. But it's only the first step because revenues are not great there, and it gives us time to really do research and development on another field, which is still on payment, but targeting more like the m-commerce merchants and e-commerce, but also with this very special marketing and targeting, which are more like not the big guys, but medium size. The real deal for us is how to get there, how to get big and quick. So we have. We started like a few months ago, as I said, and our objective by December 2014 was to get 3,200 users, and at the end, so at this time we had already 4,000 users. How do we get there? I won't go into the details. People call that growth hacking, but that's also a marketing term. The truth is more that it's work. So it's hard work. What we do is, I told you about gamifying the payment. That's what we do. We're currently working on a thing we call at the office the Russian roulette. The Russian roulette is a great game that people use. I mean, people sometimes play that in bars. It's like who's going to pay that round, and so that's how people have fun with payment, and we do that for them also. Well, the rest is pretty much classic. No, that's the real thing. That's the real slide you should focus on. It's the KPIs, the metrics that we follow every day. Basically, when the left column doesn't count really, the right column is more important. Is the growth, and it's really what we do every day. It's we do payment, but we do growth, and for now it's been pretty good for us. We've been growing, but with I mean like 40%, 45%. So what we call is onboarding. So how people download the app and get it, or they activate. So why what would make them use the app actually and stuff like that. So that's really our job every day to make people that use the app and using the app. We are currently on a fundraise, so I don't know if there are investors in this room, but maybe. And so you should know that we'll probably close the round in the next couple of months. With that, so it's a lot of marketing. It's a lot of it's to acquisition, new customers, and also R&D. So. But we're getting there. So now, so as you may have understood, our problem, our big challenge is growth. So if some people are not really interested in question, what you should do is pull out your smartphone and try the app right now. Thanks. Thanks.
Can we have some questions for Hugo?
What's your business model again?
All right, so that was a really complicated slide. So there are a two-step business model, right? The First step, the first step is to monetize the audience that we have. So monetizing, it's a business by itself. It's like you have an audience, you monetize. It means you would pull out like ads, in-app purchase, stuff like that. So we are currently working on ways to do that. So so Pumpkin, the app is available for free. All transactions are for free. But what we do is put additional services that we can. It's like freemium, premium, and also like ads and stuff like that. So that's the first part. And then what we do is another model that we based on also payment, but for e-commerce and m-commerce market, and it will use as the main asset the community that we're growing.
Does anyone have another question?
Yes.
Et après, je vous l'avais.
How do you connect to real bank when you take off the money and when you put it?
So it's real money, that's for sure. The money comes from the bank through credit cards. Then it's transfers on the wallet. At that point, it's what we call e-money. So the e-money is transferred by the service provider that we use, which is MangoPay. And as soon as a user wants to put back the e-money to his real bank account, then MangoPay, our service provider, does the transfer back to real money, and it goes to the bank account through IBAN.
In fact, you may just have answered to my question, which was regulatory. You didn't talk about any regulatory issues. How do you go under the radar level on TrackFin and such issues?
Right, big issues. That's right. What we really wanted is to launch a product as soon as possible on the market. So what we choose is a solution that would enable us to launch as soon as possible. So what we didn't do is we didn't build all the payment service, which the payment service requires the regular stuff, but we're just an agent for them right now.
How do you manage the KYC of the customers, typically for the bank transfer?
So the KYC, if some of you don't know, it's Know Your Customer rules. KYC is very important. So we need to ask our users for their ID, stuff like that. We do it very easily. We use the camera of the phone, actually, so they can just picture their ID and send it to us. It's very easy.
Yeah. Is there a minimum amount for the user to be requested to provide with their ID?
The ID, oh, you mean for the KYCs?
Exactly.
Sure. They do that when they are great users already. They do that when they have transferred back to their account like 1,000 euros or send 2,500 euros.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hugo, thank you very much. Thank you.